Hey, yo. Check it.
Welcome back, hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind to lift you. In this time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, my wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash.
Boom.
Shit.
Yeah.
Episode 85. Episode Vernon Davis.
Oh yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he is. Yeah. I don't think I got any 85s on the Lions.
Isn't my man's 85 the tight end, the white dude for the 49ers?
Oh, fuck. for the 49ers?
Good one. Can't remember his name.
You talking about Travis Kelce? He plays for
not Travis Kelce.
What's the name?
The Whatcha-Cakes?
For the Chiefs. I don't know. Bro, you don't know shit about football. There's a wide receiver. The 49ers have a wide receiver. I don't know his name.
Oh man, he's a tight end for the 49ers. What is his name? Why can't I think of his name?
Justin
Kittle, right?
Okay. Oh yeah. Is that it? I thought he was black. He's white. I'm dead ass serious. I thought he was
George Kittle is white. That's his name, George
Kittle.
Yeah, he is white, and I believe he's number 85. So there we go. Bang.
What about Jimmy Graham? He used to be good. He was like
number 80 though.
Wasn't he like really good and then suddenly just wasn't very good anymore?
Yep.
What happened with that?
I think I just think that sometimes guys. So the thing that happened with Jimmy Graham was that he was on the Saints and he was really, really good. And he was like their leading receiver. And when it came time to pay him, he was kind of like, I don't want to get paid like a tight end. Like I want to get receiver money because I'm the number one receiver. And they used to actually line him up as a receiver when he was on the Saints. And then when he kind of left there, he was going to teams and playing the traditional tight end spot, and he just wasn't the same guy. So
gotcha.
Should have stayed in New Orleans, Jimmy.
Yeah, man. He had fucking Drew Brees throwing you the football.
Right.
That ought to make your job easier.
Yep. You know what? Antonio Gates.
Shout out to him.
Great tight ends. I have kind of
from Detroit too, right?
Yeah, man. I have kind of a cool story about him, Mike. So when I played in college at Rochester, my coach's son Clint, who's the head coach there now, but he was the assistant when I was there, and he actually coached at Kent State. So he coached Antonio Gates in basketball, and he used to say that he was just the best athlete that he's ever seen.
Right.
So that's bang.
Boom.
And then we played Kent State when I was a junior, and we got whooped, and they gave us Chick-fil-A after the game.
So that's what's up, man. We were at D3 school, and we played against Yale. I think I might have told this story already.
Yeah.
We played against Yale, who is a Division I. It's an Ivy League, but they're also a Division I major conference. And so our stupid asses went in. Ain't no Ivy League team about the nigga. What?
D1.
Their point guard was 6'5".
D1.
They didn't even play their starters. Them niggas beat us by 50 probably.
I remember first time playing against a D1 team, and I was just like, oh,
these niggas can really hoop. Huh? It's not even that, bro. It's just they're just big.
They're big. They're super athletic. They don't. What the difference is that any mistake gets capitalized to the fullest.
Exactly. If you turn the ball over, slam dunk every time. You miss an open defender. Bloody cash 3-pointer. It's not like a no doubter swish every time, dog. Like. So the thing that really
you don't box out, put back dunk,
bro. If you don't, okay, let's talk about this for a second. So the thing that I noticed, because when I was at my prime, I felt like I was a very good basketball player.
Yeah,
and in terms of skill, my ball handling, my jump shot, my ability to finish. Like I felt like if I was 6'4", I would have I mean, everybody says that, but like in my case, it's actually true.
Hey,
right.
well, actually,
if I was 6'5" with the same skill set and same athleticism, I could have easily played D1. And when we played against Yale, it made it clear like those guys weren't necessarily better shooters, necessarily better ball handlers. They weren't necessarily better passers, but what they were was as good as we were at that thing, but also 50 pounds heavier and 6 inches taller. Right. So like that was the major difference. And you talk about boxing out, bro. Like one of my like an advantage that I had was I was surprisingly athletic for somebody my size at a D3 level. So I would I would sometimes like sneak in for an offensive rebound a la like Rajon Rondo. Nigga, I tried that shit against one of them big old Yale boys. This nigga said, nigga,
the Jazzy Jeff.
Bro, I literally went out of bounds. It turned into a fast break. It turned into a defensive liability.
He Jazzy Jeff you.
He with a wave of his hand exited me out of the play. I went all the way out of bounds, and my man streaked down the court for a wide open dunk.
Oh my god!
Who was the 6'5" point guard, by the way? And he wasn't even, bro. That guy was like, he was a square. Like he was just like a box. Like he didn't do nothing fancy.
What's my man's name that used to play for the Timberwolves? Pekovic.
Yes, the refrigerator ass nigga. But so imagine their point guard was like that, just a solid block. That wasn't crazy fast, wasn't crazy athletic, didn't do nothing in terms of handle, but just like nigga made the right pass every time. You couldn't take the ball from him because all he would do is just turn around and it was just a brick wall and the ball was hidden. Just a fucking giant, solid ass point guard.
Right.
And he was like their third string point guard, by the way. They didn't even start there. They didn't play their starters against us. This is a different world, man. Y'all niggas that think y'all could have played D. If you could have played D1, then you would have. Simple as that. Simple as that, bro.
Hey, man. That's that's hilarious.
It is what it is.
But yeah, man, there is a difference between that level of athletes.
Major facts.
But yeah, man, episode 85. What are you into currently? This is gonna be a good episode, man. We got some cool stuff lined up here. But what are you into currently, my friend? What have you been up to, man?
I'm almost done with Mass Effect. I'm about to finish Mass Effect 3. The game is so fucking sweet.
Have
bro.
you been stalling at all, trying to not finish it?
Absolutely.
I did that a little bit with Ghost of Tsushima the first time I played it. Like we were both like after that platinum badge, so we were doing all the side stuff too. But once I started getting to the end of that story, I was like, "Oh, there's some. Hey,
what's that over there?
What's that? Is that a fox?
Yeah, let's go see what the fox is up to." Yeah, man. So I've been stalling. But now I actually am moving faster now because I think I'm gonna just play it again. I think I'm gonna just do it again with a different build and just like, hey, fuck it. That's cool. What I wanted to talk about as far as what I've been into is I've been into Aliens via Mass Effect, but also,
boy, I thought you were about to like aliens, real life aliens.
Well, let's talk about that.
Oh, okay.
Let's talk about that because I know you're not the sci-fi space alien buff on the team. That's me. But I recently. So they've been talking about, hey, we're gonna have a press conference about UFOs and blah blah blah. It turns out. Yeah. It was just like, hey, like there's some shit out there that we don't know what it is, and that's all. I'll see you later. Like that, they didn't say shit. But the thing that I wanted to talk about, bro, I saw a post on the Planet of Black Nerd Facebook post where like,
oh yeah, the
point. I got caught up on something that wasn't actually his point. So the guy said like the scariest thing we could ever see is if we saw human beings from a different planet, not aliens, but like actual humans from a different planet.
Yeah.
And that would be creepy and we wouldn't have any explanation, blah, blah, blah. And then the thing that he said after that was like, we are psychologically prepared for aliens, but it's humans that will fuck us up. And he just kind of said that in passing, but I just got stuck on that. I'm like, this nigga thinks that we're psychologically prepared for aliens? Are you out of your fucking mind?
What?
So, and this is me. Guys, ladies and gentlemen, this is Omari, the guy who has been into sci-fi, Star Trek, and UFO encounters. All of that stuff has been interesting for me ever since I was little. Bro, if there was a real, a irrefutable mass like sighting of a giant UFO that was just total like stone cold, you couldn't deny it.
Right.
Bro, that shit would melt our entire society overnight. Like niggas would be fucking losing their minds.
Y'all were just putting gasoline in garbage bags.
It's just a couple months ago.
Like,
so and here's my proof, bro. Like I told you, I've been into this shit. I love like the little.
Imagine.
No. Here's why I can't imagine. I have been into this kind of shit. Like my mom told me about a really cool experience that she had where she thought she saw a UFO. When she told me about that when I was little, and it like captivated me. I was like, okay, this shit is kind of cool. Nigga, YouTube rabbit holes, fucking UFOs and blah, blah, blah. I've been into this shit heavy ever since I was little. Bro, every single time that I've had even the closest call of maybe I saw a UFO, my immediate reaction was immediate panic. It was immediate, like, terrified panic. And this is me, the person who's been preparing for this his entire life. And my first reaction is abject terror. What the fuck chance do y'all think y'all have for seeing a UFO? Y'all niggas would short circuit. God damn it! Like
I would start buying all the toilet paper and.
Yeah, right, bro. Start putting gasoline in your fucking backpacks and shit. Like it would destroy our entire society. So the thing that I just wanted to talk about was I just couldn't believe how. He just yada past like, oh yeah, sure, we'd be ready for aliens. It's humans that will fuck us up. Like, bro, what the fuck? Wait a minute now. I feel like you've skipped some steps here. And so when I responded that, I put that in the chat, and it's you already know there's some motherfucking.
Well, actually,
all y'all that's been asleep, y'all ain't ready, but me, I'm woke. I've been ready. And I was just like, nigga, okay. Sure. And then I put a gif of a nigga putting a tinfoil hat on his head. Like, bro, you have no idea what you're talking about. That shit would destroy our society overnight, bro.
Oh,
like,
man.
It would be like niggas would be jumping off buildings. Niggas would fucking destroy empty out their bank accounts. It would be Armageddon. Are y'all crazy? Bro, what are we talking about?
Y'all would,
Anyway, so yeah, aliens.
Aliens. Cool.
What about you?
So yeah, man, I've actually been like watching a lot of these wrestling documentaries, man. Dark Side of the Ring is good. We talked about that before. It's a dope show. Comes on Vice. They just kind of, they just tell these really dark stories of wrestlers and people that were involved in wrestling. Yeah, I've been watching that. And then A&E on Sunday nights, man, they've been doing wrestling documentaries too. They did Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Booker T, Macho Man. They're pretty good, man. And I mean, I watched the Bret Hart one last night. That's my favorite one. I love Bret Hart. He was he was my brother's favorite wrestler. So I like him. He was really dope. But his documentary is really good, man. He was just different than a lot of when you watch these stories on these wrestlers that came up in the 80s and stuff. Like a lot of them were like just jerks and really, just drugs and all types of crazy stuff. And Bret Hart was pretty much like just a pure pro wrestling guy, and he just an athlete, you know what I'm saying? And he just he was really just kind of a straight edge, like technical guy. And it was his documentary was really dope. And just seeing the difference between him and a guy like Shawn Michaels, it was pretty crazy. I was never a big fan of Shawn growing up. I know a lot of other people really liked him. I just couldn't stand him. He really annoyed me. And then when I got older, people always would just say that he was like the best in-ring guy, and I would just be like, what are you talking about? I never felt like that. I felt like there were guys even during the time that he was wrestling that were kind of small guys that were better. Like I thought Eddie Guerrero was better. For sure. I thought Rob Van Dam was better. There's a lot of guys I thought were better. But Shawn's story was crazy. I knew, when I was a kid, I kind of, he just the way he acted. I expected that he may have been, into drugs, but I had no idea how heavy he was into it. And like I said, when you watch these stories, like almost all these guys are, big time into drugs. But my favorite is the Montreal Screwjob story where Brett just straight up cold cocked Vince McMahon,
knocked his ass the fuck out,
where he just straight up knocked Vince out after they did him dirty. That's a long story to get into, man, but you guys should check it out, man. Dark Side of the Ring actually did an episode on the Montreal Screwjob.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, if you guys don't know what that is, that's the whole thing that happened when Brett was about to go to WCW, and he was having a match with Shawn Michaels at a pay-per-view, and basically Shawn Michaels was a jerk, and he kind of tried to make amends with him because they already didn't like each other, and he tried to basically be like, hey man, let's kind of squash it, and I'm cool with dropping the title to you or whatever. And then Shawn was like, well, I'm not cool with doing that for you or something like that. And then Brett was like, what? Okay, so then he didn't want to lose to him before he left, and Vince was worried that he would go on Nitro and throw the strap in the trash like Alundra Blaze did, So then Brett talked to Vince before the pay-per-view, and he's kind of like, can we, what can we do here? Because I'm not losing to this guy. He's disrespectful and all this. And then Vince was just kind of like, yeah, well, we'll do it. Somebody will run in and interfere. And then, nope, they screwed him. They had the ref just say he tapped out when he didn't ring the bell. And the ref just, as soon as the match is over, he just takes off because he felt so bad and thought Brett was going to kill him. And then Brett spits on Vince and then finds Vince afterwards and just knocks him out. So the Montreal Screwjob, one of the best like behind the curtains wrestling like story ever.
Yep.
Maybe the best. But yeah, man, so I just been really, really heavy watching these wrestling documentaries, man. But I want to talk about something because we got the Eternals trailer.
Yes.
I just want, because I'm like a Marvel expert, bro. I'm a Marvel Comics expert. That's one of my fields where I feel like I know a lot of stuff. And strangely enough, the Eternals are just one of those teams that I never cared for. They're not in a lot of stuff when you're growing up, so they're kind of like an obscure, group of superheroes. So I do not have, I know a little bit, but I don't have like the same level of knowledge on the Eternals that I have on like other stuff.
Right.
So just what did you think of the trailer, and like, do you even want this?
Yeah.
And just how did you feel about it, and what do you think is coming from it? Because there's one thing that should come from this, and I'm sure you're going to talk about.
I think I talked about it last week, but we'll hit on it again. So it's hard to know a lot about the Eternals because they weren't in a lot of stuff. Yeah. They were big in the 60s, and they were part of. Weren't they a part of the Annihilus story?
Annihilus story.
In like a minor role.
Annihilation. Yep.
Annihilation. Yeah. So they were they had a minor role there, and they've been in places here or there. They had a dope run with Neil Gaiman, which is what we think this movie is gonna be about. Neil Gaiman. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name wrong, but that's the guy who did Sandman. Like really, really dope, dark comic book creator, where they all lost their memories and like had to rediscover that they were Eternals. That's probably what this movie is going to be about. But I know a little bit about them.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah,
that would make for, and real quick, that would explain a lot without explaining a lot.
Yes,
if you get what
that's
I'm saying.
The only way they could.
You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep bringing in these characters after such a big thing happened, and they're just kind of inexplicably not around for when the whole universe was in peril.
Because Icarus is like super fucking powerful. Yeah, Icarus is like a Superman pastiche. So like he could have easily helped out with that shit.
Right.
But so. the reason why I know about the Eternals is because they're part of that cosmic Marvel shit, which is one of my wheelhouses. I fuck with cosmic Marvel heavy.
The overdogs.
Right, bro. So there's a lot of stuff that goes on. There's a lot of reasons why the Eternals are important to Marvel, in terms of like mapping out the future. And so the really basic story is that the Celestials, who we saw briefly in was that Guardians 2, where they showed the one Celestial that had that was Infinity War, that they showed the Celestial that had the Power Stone.
First one.
So
Infinity War.
They are, essentially really, they're not technically gods. They're just one of the first civilizations ever, but they've evolved to the point where they're essentially like, they are cosmic level beings. But they have done like genetic manipulation, genetic experimentation on races throughout the cosmos, the Kree and the Skrull included. They kind of created their riff.
Right.
And when they came and started experimenting on proto-humans, they created 2 different strains of human to evolve all alongside the proto-human. One was the deviants, which were these like grotesque monsters that had whose mutations were unchecked, but they were like super powerful. And then the other branch of humanity were the Eternals, who were like perfect angelic beings who were long-lived. I don't think they're technically immortal, although I think Icarus is the prime Eternal is immortal, which is Icarus, but for a time. Anyway, neither here nor there, but they are super long-lived, like perfect and super intelligent, like just superhuman in almost every sense of the word. And the second thing that happened, well, okay, I'll get back to that in a second. So like the Eternals lived amongst humans. They like guided civilization for a long time. There was an eternal war. There was like a civil war where one of the cats, I can't remember his name, thought that they should rule over humans because they were superior. And Icarus was like, nah, bro. Or was it the one that Angelina Jolie is playing? One of them was like, nah, we should chill. Like, that's not a good look. And so after that civil war, some of them went to Saturn's moon of Titan, and they like relocated to Saturn's moon. And I believe that and I can't remember their names, but one of them they got married and had 2 children. One of them became a character called Star Fox, or damn it, I can't remember his real name or his actual eternal name. And the other one went on to become the person that we know as Thanos. And he came out like grotesque and disgusting, because what happened was that baby was an Eternal with a deviant gene.
Okay.
And it like mutated, so he came out looking really ugly. So
after this war, right? Don't the Eternals, they pretty much exile themselves and like try to, because I guess were they aggressive, like?
No,
they tried
the deviants were aggressive, and
okay.
they were like protecting the humans from the deviants.
Okay.
But one of the Eternals was also like, nah, fuck that. We shouldn't be protecting them. We should make them subservient because we're superior, and that's how that civil war started. Okay. Then they moved to after that civil war was over. I can't exactly remember how. I think the deviants went back underground, and then the rest of the Titan. Right, and then they have children, and the next generation of Eternals. One of them is Star Fox. The other one is Thanos. Which kind of brings that weird ass coincidence where Thanos is technically from Earth, like he's technically human, kinda.
Right.
The other thing that happened as a result of the Celestial's genetic mutation was that it created a dormant gene that would eventually come to fruition, that would eventually mutate in normal humans, that would go on to become the X gene, which is what gave us mutants, with Selene first, I think, and then El Sabah. I think I got that wrong. Technically, Selene is the first mutant, and then Apocalypse is the second mutant. And so here we go. Like, and so to your point, right? They are super obscure, but I can't imagine any reason for the MCU to bring the Eternals in because of how obscure they are, other than to establish some sort of continuity that gives us an explanation for the X gene. The one thing that has me worried, though, is this a thing where now, due to the events of Endgame, is it now that causes the X gene to activate? If that happens, I'm going to be really upset. I don't like the idea of mutants being new. I think that sucks. That just completely destroys the legacy of the X-Men. You would have to...
You'd have to tell those.
You'd have to tell a whole different story.
And if you don't, then it's not worth it.
Yeah, and it has to be fucking damn good.
Yeah,
and it's just a talk.
It has to be like we agreed on this a long time ago. Like it has to be a scenario when the mutants have always been they've just always existed. You know what I'm saying?
I think to be perfectly honest, I think the best way to introduce the mutants would be, and it also ties into my theory about
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars is like have that be a separate universe where they already existed.
That's what I mean.
And then but then have them come together via Secret Wars.
Right.
And then after that, and we're probably talking another 5-6 years from now, you have a reality where the Avengers and the mutants all live in the same world. And they've always, because what happens in Secret Wars is that both realities' histories are true and they all come together.
Yeah.
So that's like probably a decade away. But I wonder if that's the best way they can do it, bro. Like I would be really weird. I would feel very uncomfortable with a newly introduced X gene. That would just really make me think like, man, y'all got a lot of work to do to make this shit work, bro.
Right.
So that's what I know about and so do I want the movie? Yes, absolutely. I think it looks good. And I like shit like that, bro. I like kind of sweaty, like ancient astronaut, ancient civilization type stuff. Like it scratches a different itch. It doesn't scratch the superhero like fight scene itch at all. Like it's probably not going to be much of that, but it does. It is interesting in like a science fiction way. So I think I would enjoy it. I think I would really like it. But it's gonna be one of those things where if there's not more attached to it, it could be disappointing.
Right. I feel you, man. But yeah, I saw a trailer. Like I said, not. That was amazing, by the way. Well, actually, moment by you there with the Eternals explanation.
Oh yeah, bro. I know a little bit about
that. Hit that. Well, actually.
Hey, well, actually, I know a little bit about the cosmic side and shit.
But yeah, man, I'm excited to check it out. But yeah, bro, Nintendo Direct officially E3 June 15th. I believe.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. Obviously, Nintendo's going to let some big cats out of the bag. Word is, yes, there's going to be another Switch, which I don't care. I'm not going to get it.
Hey, Dad, I want the new Switch.
Exactly. No. But no. What else do you think? Do you think maybe possibly a new Metroid game?
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think that a new Metroid game and like a gameplay of the sequel to Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
That's the two things that I am really... Those are the two realistic things.
Oh, there's one. There's an easy one that I know for sure is happening. Is they're going to announce another Smash character.
Oh, yeah, another Smash character.
Maybe two.
Sure. Maybe two. Yeah, so Smash character, possibly Metroid game, and possibly gameplay for the Breath of the Wild sequel. Those are the three realistic things that I think we may get. Again, yes, I know they're not going to do Earthbound. Yeah, I'm excited for Pokemon Arceus, man. I'm really looking forward to that game. I hope they show some of that. I don't like the starters. I don't.
Wait, they didn't introduce new starters, did they?
No, but they gave you 3 starters from 3 different
oh, that's right. I think Chikorita is one of them.
Don't like them.
Who are they?
So they got Cyndaquil, who's cool. I like Cyndaquil. Then they got Oshawott, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Who
I think we talked about this. I just feel like they could have saved him just by making him bipedal and
they could have saved him by just making him kind of a more humanoid standing up on 2 Pokemon, right? Like we talked about that before. I don't really like when they like change when they go from standing on 2 and now they're he's on 2 his first two evolutions and then his fourth one he's on all 4s. So you got Cyndaquil, who evolves into Typhlosion, who I like. Typhlosion's dope, but he's not one of my. He's probably like my 4th favorite fire starter. You know what I'm saying?
Lower than that for me.
Yeah, maybe even lower. And then
that's the one thing I love. The second generation is my favorite generation just because of how big it is.
But the starters are not.
That's the one part that kind of sucks.
That's the crazy part about Gen 2, like Soul Silver and like Silver Crystal, all the gold.
Amazing.
It's amazing games. It's sweet. One of the best features. You go back to Kanto, you fight, you battle against Red. Awesome. But like the starters are what holds that back, I think, to me. And they're not terrible. They're just not my favorites, right? And then you got
Totodile is cold though.
Yeah, I love Totodile. And then you got Oshawott, who we just talked about, and then they got Rowlet, who evolves into Decidueye. So Decidueye is really dope. But I just think that they could have, just imagine if Rowlet is a good pick. I'm not saying anything. Rowlet's a good pick, but just imagine if it was like Rowlet and like Chimchar and like, you know what I'm saying, like
Froppy.
Yeah, man. Or you know what I'm saying? I just think they could have chose some better starters, man.
I think it's clear that they went to the ones that they feel like need a publicity boost.
Push. Yeah, but still, man. Like, and I do. And now that they've officially announced the remakes of Diamond and Pearl, okay, I'm fine with them not doing Infernape because he's the starter in that game. That's cool. But like, why not? You know what I mean? Blaziken. Gen 3, get a Gen 3 starter in there. I think Gen 3, you already know how I feel about Gen 3. But, I just think they could have gone a different direction. Or maybe, I just think Oshawott is the weak link. I think, like, I can ride with Cyndaquil, but like Oshawott could have been like Venusaur, Sceptile, or my bad, I'm talking about Oshawott. Oshawott could have been Blastoise. He could have been Greninja. You know what I'm saying? Who hasn't been in a game in forever. Like when, you know what I'm saying? He could have been Blastoise. Could have been Greninja. Bro, even like Piplup. I like Piplup, and his final is awesome.
Empoleon.
No, Piplup is he turns into what is it?
I feel like we had this conversation once before, and I think I'm right, bro. I think it's Empoleon, isn't it?
No, Piplup turns into. Oh no, you're right. Yeah,
bro, we literally had this, and you were saying that it turned into something else.
Yeah, no, Piplup turns into Empoleon. My bad. Yeah. I'm thinking of. But I guess no, because that one is the starter from Rowlet's generation as well. So I guess
which one are you talking about?
The final evolution is Water Fairy. I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, that one. I'm tired, man.
Oh, the seal?
Been a long day. Poplio, that's the name, I think. Yeah, gotcha. Poplio. Oh, wow. But yeah, his final evolution is dope. But anyway, like I said, I just think it could have been Blastoise or Greninja instead of Oshawott. So that's all I'm saying. But yeah, man, Pokemon Arceus, I am excited for it, and I hope that we see some type of gameplay for that game. But yeah, man, wrestling recap real quick. WWE with some crazy cuts, man.
What y'all doing?
Crazy cuts. Aleister Black, Buddy Murphy, Braun Strowman.
I never saw that coming.
It was nuts. You already know I'm a huge Aleister Black fan. I love that dude. I'm excited to see what he does. Buddy Murphy also really good wrestler, man. I'm excited to see what he does. I'm not the biggest Braun Strowman fan, and I think out of all the cuts, he was the biggest surprise for me.
For sure. He was the biggest star out of all of them.
Because I don't care for him, but just I think a guy like Braun is like made for WWE.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think he's gonna have a hard time. I think he's gonna have a hard time like fitting in somewhere else if he's gonna still be wrestling. You know
I'm hearing that he is not going to continue. I'm hearing that he might start doing acting.
That's nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Maybe he don't give a fuck, man. Maybe he made his meals, and now he's just like, hey, man, I just kind of want to go fishing and be in some movies every now and then.
You know what I'm saying?
Being in Dispensables. What is it? Expendables 7.
Right. So yeah, bro, it's that's crazy that Braun is gone. I'm really excited to see what Aleister Black does. Andrade on AEW. Andrade popped up in AEW. Awesome. Also, man, y'all cats got to stop complaining about AEW signing ex-WWE guys. Like, what did y'all think? It's wrestling. Like, where do y'all think a lot of your favorite WWF guys came from in the early 2000s? Like, they came from WCW. You know what I mean? That's the business. Plus,
the thing that annoys me about that whole argument is not only is it that, it's also like people just keep moving the goalpost on like what they're mad at. Like, so now it's like, fine, they didn't, because when you look at the quote, Cody flat out says like, yeah, we're gonna have like maybe 5%, and then after that he literally says that number could go up, because he's not a fucking idiot. He knows that like that's how the business works.
Yeah, and you're not gonna watch some awesome wrestler that WWE was terrible at making use of and just not, and just not get them. You're not gonna do that. So
well, hold on real quick. What I was about to say about moving the goalpost. So like, fine. He didn't say that he wasn't going to sign WWE wrestlers, but now I'm mad because he's not making, or AEW is not creating their own homegrown stars. And I'm like, so first of all, that's not true. First of all, look at Darby Allin.
That's not true.
Look at just fucking Jungle Boy.
Even without looking at Darby Allin and Jungle Boy and Orange Cassidy, who's probably the most over wrestler on the planet, Kenny Omega is technically an AEW guy. Yeah, you can say that, oh, he came from New Japan, but you didn't watch New Japan, so so to you, he's an AEW guy. You know what I'm saying?
And you don't even have to. To me, that doesn't even warrant. You don't even have to. You don't have to go there, like, because wrestling has always attracted the star from the other company.
Bruh, that's
like,
literally where have you
been doing that shit for years.
Where have you been at since the 70s?
Since the set, right, bro. Since Ric Flair, fucking Stone Cold, goddamn it,
bro.
Hulk Hogan.
Where you think Stone Cold?
Bret Hart, like literally everybody who was famous by the time they got to WWE, they were already famous.
100%.
With the exception of like nigga The Rock or even the Undertaker wasn't he with like some small he wasn't famous yet.
He blew up. He became the Undertaker in WWE. But the point you're making is, yes, like Stone Cold Steve Austin was stunning Steve Austin in WCW.
Multiple title runs.
He kind of cut the teeth on the Stone Cold gimmick in ECW before he came to WWF. You know what I mean? Like, this is with everybody that you like, guys.
Eddie Guerrero, fucking Chris Jericho,
WCW Cruiserweights, man. Rey Mysterio,
Booker T,
Rey Mysterio Jr., WCW Cruiserweight. Booker T came over from WCW, man. A lot of guys, like, you know what I'm saying?
I would be willing to say most guys, bro.
For sure. Flair, bro, NWA this was back when wrestling was territorial, you know what I'm saying? And where you think Flair came from? Like, come on, man, get your head out of your cheeks.
And just keep moving the goalposts of like,
I'm mad at this now.
Just sit right. Not this I'm mad at. Not that. Like, bro, just admit. And that's there's several people, but the one thing about Oob that I don't know, you guys don't know who that is, but whatever. Like it's annoying as fuck, but like I feel some level of like, all right, at least I'm not crazy. Because he'll just flat out say, like, I just don't like AEW.
Right.
Like, you know what? Fine. Like, you don't have to like it. But at least, like... But
quit making excuses and just admit it.
Just admit it, bro. Like, with other people that just be like, bro, like, what are you even fucking talking about, dog? Like, anyways.
100%, man. Yes, 100%. But also, the big wrestling news, man, is this morning. I got up at 5 a.m. like a complete nerd.
Hey, well, actually,
with my cup of coffee, watching New Japan Dominion live. First of all, Kota Ibushi versus Jeff Cobb was awesome. Now, they beat the crap out of each other. Ibushi won. You know how Brock Lesnar does the F5. Jeff Cobb hit Kota Ibushi with like a F5000, and he spun like 50 times before he hit the ground and looked terrible. That match was awesome, but the main event for the vacant title, Okada versus Shingo Takagi. They did it, man. Shingo is the IWGP Heavyweight Champion for the first time since they changed this belt design. It looks fantastic on this guy.
Is this his first title run? His first championship run?
First. Well, he's won the Never Openweight title, but this is his first world championship run in New Japan. Just awesome, man. I love him. I think he's the MVP of 2021. He's got some of the best matches all year. His match with Ospreay was a match of the year candidate. This is a match of the year candidate. His match with Tanahashi was a match of the year candidate. His match at Wrestle Kingdom with Jeff Cobb was a match of the year candidate. Like, Shingo's having one of those years, man. Like how Kenny was in 2017, how Ospreay was in 2019. Like, he's having one of those kind of years. Just a crazy year where everything he does is just fire. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited. This is like some fresh. Like, I know they were kind of doing it with Ospreay, and then he got hurt and had to relinquish the title. So, like, this is dope, man. I think this is really dope for Shingo. It's just I feel like they haven't had a workhorse. They really haven't had a workhorse champion since Okada and like that 2-year run he had before Kenny beat him. Like, this is. I think Shingo can be that, like the champ that goes out and just puts on a banger every time. Like, Ibushi is a great wrestler, and I was really happy he won the championship, but he just didn't have that run where he was like out there. Just same with Ospreay. Like,
it was short.
Ospreay, his run was short. Ospreay got hurt. Naito was kind of the champion in that weird COVID time, and then they did that stupid weird thing where he lost the belts to Evil. So like, they haven't had that workhorse champion in like a long time, bro, since like 2017 maybe 2018, but it's been a long time. And Okada was the last one, so it's been a really long time. So we'll see, man. We will see if Shingo can be that guy. But how many episodes have you watched of My Hero Academia season 5?
I think I watched like 3.
Yeah, man. You guys should watch it, man. It's dope. It's getting good. This is a good lot of. We talked about how there's a lot of good quirk updates, but some are really stupid. Like, some guys have like random quirks. There's some cool stuff going on with the cool. I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to wait for Hiro to watch it so we can talk about it together. But the arc that I'm excited for this show to get to from the manga is My Villain Academia, where it's like focuses on the villains. Ooh. And this is where you really start to see Dabi kind of turn into the guy. But we're not going to talk about it right now. Okay. But I saw this on the internet somewhere. What music related? What's the most important album of your teenage years? And before you answer this, 2 things. I think that sometimes people like, they give too much credit to like your high school time. Like, oh, this is the time of your life. Like, no, it's not. Like,
high school, hell no.
High school is meaningless, and you're probably not going to talk to half the people that you meet in high school after high school, right? But in terms of developing your taste for the things that you like, I do think that starts a little bit in high school. I don't think you know the type of person you are yet, and I don't think big things like that happen, but I do think that your interests and your tastes and stuff is around your teenage years is when it really starts to like matter. You know what I mean? And you start becoming that person. So like, what's the most important album from your teenage years?
So I have my answer, but there are a couple ones that I have to. Oops, sorry, buddy.
He just dropped his phone on Cloud's face.
So there's a couple that deserve consideration. Trying to think. Teenage years were like high school.
Every time someone says teenage, I think Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to be the next thing they say every time.
So high school. So there was a couple, man. Like, this might sound kind of out there, but like Water for Chocolate, Common's album.
That's a fire album.
Super good. That one got a lot of spin for me. That one, and it like, because I was starting to develop like, hey, this is like a dope Detroit sound, because Dilla did the entire album, but I didn't know anything about Jay Dilla at the time. I wouldn't discover Jay Dilla. If you had said college, I think the answer would have been.
Same here. I didn't discover that stuff until I got older.
The answers would have been Untitled Fantastic Volume 2 or Fantastic Volume 2 would have been the answer to that question, because that put the combination of that and another thing that I'm gonna talk about in a second put the actually two things. So there's three things all together, and two of them I'm gonna talk about in just a second. But Fantastic Volume 2, this and that,
right,
were the hero formula to create the sound that I would go after.
Word.
So in high school, I got introduced through Samurai Champloo, of course, to Nujabes. But I love metaphorical music, but the one that got me was Modal Soul. That was the one that I was attached to. So there's that, and then the final icing on the cake to put the entire hero DNA together, and I've talked about them for probably more than anything on this podcast. It's got to be Daft Punk Discovery, with the Interstellar 5555. That shit just fucking blew my mind wide open, bro. I hadn't heard anything like that before, and it allowed for imagine getting your mind blown open with Daft Punk Discovery, and then somebody dropping in Dilla Slum Village Fantastic Volume 2, and then Nujabes Modal Soul into that hole in your head, and then there was already some Timberland and Magoo stuck up underneath there from when I was little,
right?
And then the nigga closed your shit back up, and I'm a hero now. That's exactly how it happened. That's literally it. Okay, I know how to make beats, just like that. That was the formula. But the thing that I discovered first that opened those pathways was definitely Discovery by Daft Punk.
Fire. That's awesome, man. Yeah. I mean, for me, definitely, I think the first album when I think of that question that comes to my mind is probably Metaphorical Music by Nujabes. That album, I was right around the time when I was just searching up his name like crazy because of Samurai Champloo, and stumbled upon that album and just played the crap out of it. I really listened to that album like crazy, and it was kind of my introduction to instrumental hip hop, tapes and stuff. And then another one that comes to mind is definitely Food and Liquor by Lupe.
Oh shit, that goes in there. That definitely goes sprinkled into the concoction as well.
Word up.
For sure.
Food and Liquor by Lupe. I just think that was I credit this album all the time with just kind of being the first album that came out that I felt was a rap album that was made for someone like me. Yep. You know what I mean?
We always talk about it, bro. Guess who's on third? Lupe still bro. Lupe in the third.
You know what I mean? I felt like this was an album that was made for people like us. I wasn't, I hung out with cats that were in the streets and stuff, but that wasn't my thing. And I felt like this album was just for somebody like me, and I really connected with it, and I listened to it a lot. And like I said, that song He Say, She Say was the first rap song where I just hardcore just related to it. You know what I mean? So
Pressure was my favorite joint.
Pressure is fire. So yeah, man, definitely Food and Liquor, and then definitely I would have to say Food, man. Doom. That album actually came out on my birthday, which is crazy. But I didn't get it on my birthday because of the way, I think I've told this story before. The way that I got it was when I was I was in high school, and I used to ref little kid games, basketball games, and this album came out I think Food came out in 2004, and I remember I would always get $20 from reffing my little games, and I would go up to Best Buy, and I would always buy two rap albums, and I was buying them just based off the cover, and I remember just seeing the cover to it, and I was like, yo, this dude's got a Dr. Doom mask on.
That's fire.
Picked it up. Life changing, you know what I'm saying? Went down the Doom rabbit hole, and then it's you're just so frustrated because this dude's got all this music out, but he's got 20 different names, so it's super hard to find his music. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. So probably those three albums that I get off the top of my head for sure.
Fire.
So yeah, man. Another question related to our teenage years. What? I think I like this one a lot too. I think I might know the answer to yours, but I'm not sure. Actually, maybe not. Maybe you might have been a little younger than teenage years. What is the most important video game of your teenage years?
Oh shit! Teenage. I'm thinking.
See, yeah. I'm like Shenmue, but then I'm like, oh, I don't know. It might be.
It wasn't. I was. I mean, I was like 2001. So.
Oh yeah, you might have been.
I was like 13, enough. But. 13, but I don't really count that because
Sega.
Actually, Shenmue came out in 1999.
Oh yeah,
and at the time I was like 11,
too young.
So yeah, no, it wouldn't be Shenmue. When I think of teenagers, I'm thinking high school because like you're 12, 13 in 8th grade. That's like not quite the same. In high school, Word. There are 3 games that come to mind. One is Smash because that's when Melee was out,
was popping.
And we used to play. I didn't really cut my teeth in Smash though until I got to college. That's when I started playing. Actually, no, that's not true. I started playing with the Koreans at the end of high school.
Okay.
At Smash, and that's when I started to get better. But I didn't really get fucking good until college when I went to the fucking Smash niggas.
Yeah, that's when I got good at it in college too.
And they put me through the fire, bro. Because I was playing against niggas that like, this was like before. I mean, the internet was a thing, but it was like there wasn't like a Smash community yet. So these were just like 3 dudes that like used to go to like local tournaments, and they were just leaps and bounds better than anybody I'd ever seen in that shit. So like, I would just play with them, and I couldn't let them know that I was trash. So like I was trying my absolute best, and I wouldn't say anything. Like I wouldn't be like, oh,
kind of hopping around trying to stay alive.
Yeah, it's kind of like doing some stuff, and then I fucked around and learned some shit while I was doing that. Right. And I got really good at like spacing because I couldn't scrap with them niggas, so I had to like kind of. But after a while, I got pretty. I don't think I ever got as good as they were then. I mean, I think me in my prime was as good as they were back then, but like. Right. Them niggas was Smash niggas. So like whatever they were then, I mean, I'm sure they probably be on the fucking in the community and shit. Like they probably do that shit for real. Cause these
Evo.
I don't know if they were quite Evo good, but they were definitely like Evo, like regional.
Word
like,
up.
You know, they might have, they were good enough where if you asked them, would you go to Evo, they would consider it. Like It wouldn't be a crazy thing. They would be like, oh, I would have to kind of put some work in, but like, yeah, maybe.
Right.
As opposed to like, are you out of your mind?
Are you crazy?
Crazy? Hell no, I can't. Like, can I go to the NBA? No, like I wish, but no, don't have the talent. So Smash definitely. So I played a lot of, because you know you're very social in high school, right? So like. I went to a boarding school. So at Cranbrook was a boarding school. So we had to be social. So I played a lot. That's when I started playing a lot of fighting games like Tekken.
Yeah.
Tekken 4 was out, and I remember being a little thrown off by it because it was like much smaller and like I don't know. It was Tekken 5 was the shit that brought me back.
Tekken 5 is.
Yeah, it's amazing. That's that brought the murder monkey in, and it was over with. Fang Wei. So Smash, there was another one that I was thinking about. Tekken. So, and then in terms of like not a fighting game, but like the lore, the story game that I was really playing a lot back then was Metal Gear Solid.
Mm-hmm.
Particularly,
I played my first Metal Gear game. It was 2. Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah, I had played all of them, but I was playing Metal Gear 2 and 3 was in high school. 3 might have actually been in college, at the beginning of college. But that was the shit that I was into back then, me and the homie Dave. And speaking of Dave, the number 1 is definitely Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Hey.
My homie Dave, bro. I think I told you this story. I might have told it on the pod. Like I used to hang out with Dave. I went to this nigga's house, spent the night, goddammit. And we literally played Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from like maybe 9 o'clock at night to like 7 in the morning. Literally, like we played like 1,000 matches, bro. It was crazy, and we both got pretty fucking good. Yeah. Dave is going because he listens to the pod sometimes. He's gonna deny this, but I definitely won the series. I won the series. I was like 65-35. I was whooping this nigga's ass.
I love that game.
But that was the game I used to. That's when the tech. That's when I started developing the tech, bro. Like the air combos, the infinites, the fucking aerials.
He wants to get good at that game. I gotta get another power cord for my Dreamcast so we can play that.
All right, man. Hey, man. It's hey, bro. That's a different kind of fighting game, bro. Like they don't make them like they used to.
I was telling him that. I was like, it's different, man. It's not like these other games now. Like it's
if you think Dragon Ball
universe,
I haven't played it, but I hear that Dragon Ball Fighters is it's easy to do the sweet combo, like the shit that looks crazy. It's easier to do than you would think.
It's not hard, yeah. I actually, it's crazy because I don't like that game, and it's because
I'm scared of it.
It's because I suck at it. I told you I got kind of traumatized though. Yeah, I was playing online before they kind of nerfed some of the cheating stuff in that game.
Yeah, it just went crazy.
I was out here just getting, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put it back in the case.
Not fun.
Nope.
I like the shit.
Not having fun.
Turn it off. But the thing about Marvel, to do the shit that looks really sweet in Marvel vs. Capcom,
it's hard.
You gotta really have fucking tech, bro.
It's a lot of timing, a lot of weird.
Cause bro, it's like 3 layers. It's 3 layers of skill in that game. There's like, hey, I'm just gonna fight and just do the super combos. Mm-hmm. Like that's fine. That's like the first layer. The second layer is, can you effectively use air combos in battle, like consistently? Right. That's the second layer. The third layer is, nigga, can you keep them niggas in the air for the whole match?
And I would almost say that a fourth layer is, can you move can you string together combos and super moves and also do super moves like in the air and on the move, like not just standing there and doing it.
No doubt. Like can you finish your combos with supers, right? That's definitely a requirement, and that's a requirement at the second level. I would say the fourth level, which I never got to. I got to like 2.5. There was like Magneto. There was a point where I could do Magneto's like maglev combo where he keeps you in the air. That shit is so fucking hard to do.
Can he?
Yeah. So the way you do it is you do his normal air combo, and then you do the hypergrav, and then as soon as that connects, you do his special move that makes him fly, and the hypergrav like keeps them attached to you, so you like go even further up, and you gotta like keep doing that. And there was a point for a couple of months where I could do it kind of consistently.
That's crazy.
But so that's like the 2.5 level. The third, because like third level is when you can do an air combo, and then you and it made it much easier to do in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and 4, but like bounce them back into a second air combo, that's really hard to do. The fourth layer is like the like aerial rave infinites, where it's not a true air combo. It's like you get them caught in the corner, and you keep
cancel it, and you just
and instead of you staying in the air, you keep them in the air, and you like short hop or like not a full jump, like 1, 2, 3, and then land, and then get them back up in the air, and keep them like crazy. That is the fourth layer that I never scratched the surface of that.
I never got there. But
the niggas who still play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 at like an Evo level,
they do that.
That's how you fucking play the shit. Like if you can't, like nigga Justin Wong, I think he's the best Marvel vs. Capcom player. If you're not doing that, then you can't play. Right? You can't play with them niggas. So yeah, that game had an incredible skill ceiling. I mean, it was just ridiculous. So yeah, that was definitely what about you?
Yeah, man. I've been talking about this game a lot, but it probably have to be Pokemon Emerald, because Gen 3 Pokemon is when I was old enough to it was the game where I was still love Pokemon, but started to understand that just because you beat the game doesn't mean that you're good at it. You know what I mean? Gen 3 is like, they bring a lot of stuff, man, to the table that really, that's when I started to understand like all the meta in Pokemon games. And it was like that meme where the dude's head explodes, like, you know what I'm saying? That was like that, because it's like you start to learn like, oh, the swirly icon is a special attack,
right?
And the explosion icon is a physical attack, you know. And then you start They started doing that. They started giving the Pokemons natures. You know what I'm saying? They started. They started like. And then like when you play Emerald, you know what I'm saying? They that's when you get to the battle frontier after you beat the game, and it was
that was a rude awakening.
Rude awakening. Like that's when going to battle frontier and just being like, oh, so my level 100 Pokemon sucks. Like he's not good. You know what I'm saying? Like this is when they. You could buy the little things and the little proteins and the calciums and you know what I'm saying, the carbose things. And,
it's when you start realizing what those are for.
Yeah, and maxing out their stats and making sure they got right moves and learning about the stab damage and having a couple other moves for your coverage and understanding type advantages and all that stuff happened when I played Pokemon Emerald, and I just think it's because I was old enough to understand it, but they also that's the generation where they made an effort to make those things more clear to the kids that were playing. So definitely Pokemon Emerald, man, because that's the game where I just started to get Pokemon, and like I said, Battle Frontier, the biggest slap in the face ever.
Agreed.
But yeah, bro, it's time for You Can Only Pick 3.
Let's go.
One of our favorite parts. You're gonna love this one. This is for you. This one is This one is for you, dog.
Let's see what we got. Pulling up the email.
I don't know. I actually don't know who you're gonna pick.
Nah. Yeah, dog. Look at that. Some X-Men out here.
Got some X-Men.
Boy,
You Can Only Pick
these
3.
This looks like well, not all of that. Some of these are different artists, but some of these are Chris Claremont era.
I tried to find there you go, man. I tried to find all Chris Claremont stuff.
I think you got them all except for
Nightcrawler
and
Gambit, yeah. They were too blurry, so I couldn't use theirs.
Oh, interesting. This is a good squad. All right, so who we got? First, we got James Howlett, the Wolverine. We already know what it is. I mean,
the 5'3", 10 million pounds.
Just a fucking black hole in terms of just dense as hell. Wasn't intended to be the most popular mutant or X-Men, but by the 90s he was for sure. Then you got Cyclops, who had a run as a cop, essentially. But later he gets a bad rap, man. Later you get a badass version of Cyclops that don't take no shit from nobody, who flat out wanted to kill Xavier.
Yeah, he learned from Papa Magneto.
Right, bro. You soft, bro. Magneto was right, nigga. You tripping, dog. These human niggas ain't shit. So yeah.
Also, man, Cyclops with the little brown jacket on.
Yeah,
it's a good.
Yeah. I had that toy as a matter of fact.
That's fire. Yeah, that's a dope look for him.
Then we got Rogue, Anna Marie. I actually don't think that she has a last name. I think the only name that you have for Rogue is Anna Marie. I think that's true. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong.
Hey, well, actually,
with this version of Rogue that we see is after she basically absorbed the entire
body,
everything of Miss Marvel. For the longest time, I didn't even know that wasn't her power.
I didn't know that.
I had to learn about she's got a whole different thing. So yeah, right. Rogue's dope. Then you got Iceman, the first confirmed Omega level mutant. I think. I don't know if that's true. I think I might have made that up, but it feels right. Even though he's never himself realized it, but there was an arc where Emma Frost takes over his body and was like, "Oh, nigga, you an Omega level, bro. You don't even know how strong you are. You be bullshitting, dog. You could do all kind of crazy shit." So then, and I think we know his power is to freeze things, right? But that's actually not what his power is. God damn it, bro.
Hey. Well, actually,
his power is that he can he can control thermodynamics.
Word.
And the only way that he knows how to use it, because it's easy, is to take heat away from things. That's what freezes it. But he can do more than just that. Right. He can control at a molecular level heat energy at any level. So he could control mist, water, ice, and it's not just liquid. It could be anything.
Right.
He's really crazy powerful, but they've never developed his character. Bobby Drake is his real name. But I think I'm going to be able to name all these characters. There's one I'm going to have trouble with. But Bobby Drake, so they never developed his character to fully activate on it. Because again, I mean, it's one of those, there's only so much you can do in terms of fully developing an Omega level, because it's like, all right, this nigga is a world ender.
Right. So how do we stop him from doing those,
exactly.
things? Yeah.
Then you got Jean Grey, who is, as we know, one of the most powerful mutants ever. There's a moth in here. It's fucking basement.
Like Ghidra from Godzilla.
One of the most power. Actually, she might be the first Omega level. I'm tripping. I think it's definitely Jean Grey, because they for a while they weren't using the phrase Omega. That's like kind of a new thing. So I think for some reason I have the impression that Bobby Drake is attached to when they first started using the phrase Omega level. But definitely Jean Grey, like Omega level telepath, actually is not an Omega level telekinetic. I thought that was true, but it's not. So technically speaking, even though the thing that she showed in the show and in the comics the most was her ability to move things, her Omega level ability was actually her telepathy. So she was like technically stronger than Charles Xavier, but she just didn't know how to use her power. And then when she became the Dark Phoenix, it was just like a whole different level of psionic energy. Then we got Psylocke, and this is the one that I think I'm gonna have trouble with.
Well, Psylocke's got a weird story. Yeah. I know the original body of the woman with the mind was like Betsy Braddock or something.
Betsy Braddock. I know her last name is Braddock.
And then she ends up her consciousness ends up going into the Japanese ninja.
Yep. Ridiculous.
Who I can't think of her name.
I don't know either.
I know she was a hand assassin, right?
Yep. I don't know. She was sort of she wasn't like her. They created her to be Psylocke.
Yeah.
She didn't really have much of a backstory before that.
Okay, so
Betsy Braddock, whose brother is another Omega level mutant, Jamie Braddock.
Yeah.
Captain Britain.
Yep.
So yeah, she's dope. She's got a super cold power. She's got the ability to like make essentially psionic weapons, which is one of the coolest powers ever.
She got one of the sweetest designs too.
Facts. Then we got Remy LeBeau, Gambit. I think he's gonna be a keeper, but I have to think about this some more. He was always one of my favorite characters from back in the day. Really, really interesting power. Another person that they hint at being an Omega level, but I don't think he is. He can basically charge things with kinetic energy, basically making anything turns anything into a bomb. And there's one what if story where there's a version of him that like unlocks his full power and he literally ignites the entire planet.
Yeah, he can destroy anything.
There's a version of him that is like that like is really, really powerful. So like there's a theory that Marvel keeps hanging on to, that he is a fourth Summers brother.
Oh wow!
And because he has this weird relationship with Mr. Sinister. Mr. Sinister has been fucking with the Summers
family
forever. Keep fucking with them niggas. Man, God damn it! Man, I'm gonna do some stuff to y'all. Yeah, you little motherfucker.
Sit down on this lab table.
Right, they're gonna poke around and do some stuff. They capture. I think this might have been during
a creepy name.
Yeah, right, Mr. Sinister.
And like his look is
right, just sort of pale with lipstick.
A vampire.
And so, anyways, horrifying. Long story short, they capture Gambit, and Mr. Sinister makes some remark, and he's like, or no, he makes a remark about his power and how it's very similar to the Summers in terms of like energy manipulation, matter manipulation, or energy specifically. And then there's another panel somewhere else where he mentions that there are multiple brothers. But I think people have retconned that to mean Gabriel Summers, who they introduced way later. So there's Scott, who's Cyclops. There is, what's Richter? What's the name? Havoc. What's his first name?
I don't know.
Whatever. Havoc Summers. I don't know.
Havoc Summers.
And then there's Gabriel Summers, who is Vulcan.
Yeah.
He basically has all of their powers put together, and he also absorbed the 198, which is like the collective of all the powers that Scarlet Witch made disappear. Like, he basically absorbed that shit and became even more powerful. He's basically, bro, essentially Vulcan's power is that he's Goku. He can like shoot like fireballs and like Kamehamehas and shit. But they suspect that because Gambit's power works similarly, that he could be a fourth Summers brother. I don't think that's true, because they've been dangling that for like 30 years and nobody said anything about it. But anyway. Then we got the Queen. This is definitely my first keeper.
Hey.
Aurora Monroe. Storm. I've been hearing a lot of people are kind of complaining that like, so there's allegedly I didn't read this, but there's like an exchange between Thor and Storm where he like seems to confirm that she's a god, and like I think people are mad now that she's only a mutant. And I just got to the point where I'm happy that they finally confirmed her as an Omega level, so I'm cool with that. But like, hey man, if she wants to be a god too, I'm here for it.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, absolutely one of the most powerful beings in the entire Marvel universe, a top. And she's on that S.H.I.E.L.D. list of like threats, because if she decided that she wanted to end humanity, she could
totally
just fuck y'all, just apocalypse, like nigga, the fucking Ice Age, no problem. The extinction event type shit. And then we got he used to be my favorite X-Men when I was younger.
Yeah,
Kurt Wagner, Nightcrawler, just because he looks sweet and I
love his ability too.
Yeah. He doesn't just disappear. This nigga teleports into hell and then comes back.
And then has to come back.
Nigga, he teleports into fire and brimstone and then comes back.
What's his dad?
Azazel. Yeah. Who's
Same.
straight up the devil, essentially.
Right. He's got like 500 kids.
Yep. Mystique, sneaky, his mother as well.
Yep.
And they have like, they kind of hint at it in one of the X-Men movies, one of the X-Men origin movies. But anyways, he's got some martial arts too.
Yeah, man.
With his swords and his tail. Really, really cool power. He was one of my favorites because he's blue as well. That was my favorite color. I don't know if he's going to be a keeper now, because as I'm looking back, I think I got to go with Gambit as my second keeper.
Hey.
And it's going to come down between the three of Wolverine.
Oh man, Hey, look, man. X-Men's A-team, y'all. Like,
thank you, dog.
I love the Avengers. Love the Avengers. But before these movies started, this is the Marvel A-team right here.
I mean, the proof is in the pudding. The reason why Marvel doesn't have the rights is because they sold them.
Professor X isn't on here. Beast isn't on here.
Right, bro.
Cable's not on here. They have like what I like to call the extended family members. Bruh. You know what I'm saying?
And they're all beat. Magneto's not on there.
Magneto.
Come on,
Forge,
dog.
Longshot. There's so many cool characters.
Deadpool is technically an X-Men.
Deadpool, Shatterstar. Like, there's so many cool X-Men characters, period, man, that aren't even on here. Colossus.
Yep. So yeah, bro, like the proof is in the pudding, bro. The reason why the MCU doesn't have the rights to X-Men is because they sold it when they were going out of business to Fox, because they were like, hey, let's sell our most popular thing to make money. And it was the X-Men.
Facts.
So yeah, it's going to come down between Iceman, Nightcrawler, and Wolverine. And I think I'm going to pick Wolverine.
Hey.
Storm, Wolverine, Gambit.
I'm the best at what I do, bub.
All right,
man. Bang. Let's go. Right off the top, we got Wolverine. One of my just favorite comic book characters ever.
Yep.
Just awesome. Especially when you're thinking of the 90s and the comics match the cartoon. So cool. I love Wolverine, man. Straight up, just multiple lifetimes of so many different styles.
All of the hands.
All the martial arts.
All of the guns.
He's a samurai, bro.
All of the whatevers.
He's a samurai soldier.
Legit samurai.
He's a legit wild jungle man samurai. Cowboy soldier.
Vietnam vet. Like, fucking everything. World War II. World War I, II, Vietnam. Anywhere where there's a scrap, nigga, Wolverine was there. Catching bodies.
Oh man,
him and Sabretooth.
Such a sweet character. Then we got out of all these characters on this list, this is the character who grew on me the most. Because
for sure.
I hated Cyclops my entire like childhood, and then he started to come around and some of the stuff when we were getting older, and then he straight up like I straight up enjoyed him, and I mean he did a couple things that I didn't like, but I enjoyed him in Avengers vs. X-Men. Like,
he was definitely the best character.
He was the best
of the X-Men.
I thought he was the best X-Men character, and it was just dope to see him really, just really like fight for the basically like kind of the same thoughts that Magneto had. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys don't get to make this call. You're not us. Like, you know,
we done been through Decimation.
Dog, you know what I'm saying?
We done been through House of M, bro. Like, we done been through the Messiah complex. Like, nah. Like, back up, bro.
Go away. We got this. You guys you guys don't get to make this decision. So I thought he's the best X-Men character in that. So definitely grew me a lot. Then we got Rogue, who I love. Just awesome. Same as you. I never knew. Yeah. I never knew. I thought that her powers were her powers. I never knew that she.
I thought she was just Supergirl.
I never knew that. Right. I never knew that she sucked the life out of Miss Marvel and took Carol's powers. So that's dope.
She was in a coma for like years after that,
bruh.
She fucked her up.
Then we got Bobby Drake, Iceman, who, like you said, man, really dope, but also the whole entire story of his like real ability and just not knowing how powerful he is. Yeah. Also, Iceman had one of the sweetest action figures ever in the 90s.
Bro, my favorite. I already know what you're talking about, dog. With the little ice,
the little board,
the fucking thing to come out of. Bro, my favorite. That's my favorite action figure ever.
Yeah, that Weapon X Wolverine with the little helmet.
Bro, I had that one too.
Yeah, that was fire too. Then we got Jean Grey, man.
He also had that big ass hand, that big claw. Remember that shit?
What three did you pick?
I had Storm, Gambit, and Wolverine.
Okay, and then you got Jean Grey, who's just a monster when she gets the Phoenix Force.
I don't want to hear no Scarlet Witch, nothing, bro.
And even when she does it, she's still really powerful and just dope. And you know, she was kind of the really. Do you think that she was more a focal point in the show or in the comic book?
The comics for sure.
Yeah.
Wolverine took a lot of the spotlight.
Wolverine took a lot of the spotlight in the cartoon, and she was just kind of like the
damsel.
I exist, you know what I mean? I exist because of these men.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In the comic book, she was way better. But then we got Psylocke, and I love Psylocke, and she's one of my favorite characters. Just really weird kind of story going on with her, but she's really dope, man. I also love her in like the X-Force stuff. She's really dope. We got Gambit, who was my brother's favorite when we were kids. So I got a lot of love for Gambit.
Gambit got some bow staff tech too.
Yeah, I was gonna say Gambit got some staff work. One of the sweetest looking characters he got like the trademark '90s like Rob Liefeld face shield thing.
The sideburn mask, dog. I love it, bro. When y'all make a Gambit movie, I have two demands. I need him to be a legit Cajun speaking Creole, right? And I need this nigga to have a fucking sideburn
he
mask.
Gotta have the '90s, whatever the heck that.
I love it, bro. Shout out to fucking Rob Liefeld. Y'all be hating on him, man. Let him make his out of proportion, super big fucking.
Bro, he did a Snake. He just did Snake Eyes Dead Game. It's like the new Snake Eyes comic book from last year. Snake Eyes
Hey dog, hey man, it's comic books, man. Just let it go, let it ride. It's all good.
Just cats just be jacked. And then we got Storm, who man, I love Storm. Like you said, man, Omega Level Mutant, finally, just awesome.
She also fight too.
She can fight. One of the sweetest looking X-Men too. Like I actually don't like when they be changing her design up a lot. I think the white. I love the '90s white. Like it just looks awesome. Yeah. Like I love it, man. Like I actually used to, when I was a kid, I used to always say that Silver Sable bit Storm's look, and I used to say it all the time. I used to always be like, because she was in a lot of Spider-Man comic books I used to read when I was a kid, and she would always pop up, and I'd be like, man, who is this lady that looks like Storm? Yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? And then we got Nightcrawler, who's another sweet character. He probably has one of my favorite powers out of all the X-Men. All right, so let's go. My first keepers are gonna be Wolverine off top. I love Wolverine. My favorite X-Men, one of my favorite Marvel characters. My second keeper It's gonna be Psylocke.
Boom.
I'm a big Psylocke fan, and this is gonna be hard. My third one is gonna come down to Storm, Nightcrawler, and Gambit.
Hold on, let me tell you a quick Storm story that I'm gonna try to sway you to Storm. There was an arc. Do you remember the Morlock arc?
Yeah.
With Storm, where she had to fight, where she challenged the woman, I can't remember her name, who was the leader, and the woman was like, "Bro, nigga, you're Storm. Like, I don't want, you can't use your powers if we're gonna fight." Storm was like, "Fuck it, bro.
I got tech,
Bro, fuck it. I'm gonna just scrap with your ass." And she just whooped her ass, dog. Storm got hands as well, so consider that.
Man. And but yeah, man, even without that, let's go. My third keeper is gonna be Storm.
Let's go.
So we got Wolverine, Psylocke, and Storm. Yeah, man, that's my three keepers. I love Wolverine, Psylocke, and Storm. Let's go, man.
Strong.
X-Men.
There
The A-Team. It's time for this tier list. This is gonna be a funny one. We covered a lot of bases. We covered a lot. We covered a lot of bases today. It's a lot of random cartoons on there.
Wow.
We got a kind of an old cartoon tier list. I don't know what shows are on there.
Some of these I don't recognize.
I might be able to help. But let's
Most
go,
of
man.
them I think I do. All right.
I think we're good. I don't think we need any adjustments. I think we should. Let me look real quick.
That's the Sonic show.
That's what I thought. Okay. Why would they not show?
I don't know. That's so stupid. You're right.
Okay, we're good. Let's go.
All right.
Woo! All right, man. Let's go. We got a 90s cartoon tier list. This is just some random shows. I don't think there's any requirements. I just looked it up, and this is what we came with. So we're gonna go ahead and just do this list right here.
All right.
First things first, man. Gotta protect S tier. We have covered a lot of bases on this episode. Wrestling, video games, music,
90s cartoons,
comic books, X-Men, anime. All right, man.
The first one, bro. This is a heavy hitter, dog. At Batman animated series.
Oh, we got an S tier right off the bat.
I think so, bro. I think it's hard to not put them in S tier.
We got an S tier right off the bat.
I agree.
Batman the animated series, all-time great show.
Yep. And you don't even really like Batman like that.
I don't even really like Batman, but I think when we were kids, this show was very important to all of us.
No doubt.
Dog, do you remember when it would come back from commercial break? They had a really sweet little title screen.
Yes. I do remember that. Yes. Hell yeah.
This show was fire.
All right, so the next one we got is OG Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
not an S tier show. It's a little campy.
If this was the 2003 show, I put in S tier. I mean, it is what it is. It's a classic. We all know the theme song. Yeah. This was kind of like a kiddie, but I think just off of, it's still good though. Like it's not bad. I think,
no, for sure. It's also foundational as hell.
I think it's A. I would put it in A tier. I think it's A tier show.
Well, here's another sneaky high tier, bro. Beast Wars, dog. I think this is Beast Wars. Isn't that Beast Wars?
I think it is. Is that
that's the cheetah?
Yeah. Beast Wars, man. Like this is like, I mean, this and Reboot were like our first like CGI animated shows. Optimus Primal. Beast Wars was sweet.
I can't put Beast Wars any lower than B tier.
I would go for right now. Let's put it in B tier for now.
Yeah.
Just because the animation has not aged well at all.
It hasn't, but there's another show where it has, and I think we're gonna have a conversation there. So then we got the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Oh man, this is okay. Look, I actually remember watching this show.
Too.
This show actually came on USA.
Yeah,
USA Sneaky had some good cartoons back in the day.
Yep.
Remember the old USA logo? It was kind of cool looking. It was like it was.
Oh, I kind of remember. It was
kind of cool looking.
I kind of remember
just like a real '90s look to it. I mean, I would put this in. I think this is like a D tier show.
Yeah,
it's not. A lot of people don't know about it.
So the next one we got is Rocket Power.
Ooh,
good show.
I love Rocket Power. Hey man, very very A lot of people don't know this. And Rocket Power is actually my favorite Nickelodeon cartoon ever. I think this is A tier.
I'm not mad at it.
I think Rocket Power is an A tier show, man.
Not mad at it. Johnny Bravo.
Hey man, Johnny Bravo would not fly.
Can't do it, bro.
In today's, we should make another tier.
Like unacceptable tier. Okay, fuck. Here we go.
Oh boy. Of course it was funny, but like, look.
Okay, wait. I got it. So I can't edit the one that I'm gonna create. So what I'm gonna do is I go add row below. Bop. Okay, boom. There it is. So now I gotta exit out of this. Open this shit back. It would a fucking ridiculous mechanism this is. Okay.
Yeah, it's not good design at all. Just bad design.
Unacceptable. Boom. All right. Johnny Bravo, unacceptable. Had some funny moments, but this nigga was a serial harasser of women.
Unbelievable.
Oh man, do we need to have another conversation, bro?
Oh,
Hey Arnold.
I think okay. All right, here we go. I think Hey Arnold is S tier, bro. I think but the thing is, like, Hey Arnold was one of those shows that it was, the later episodes are not as good
Facts.
as the old ones. But I think Hey Arnold is S tier, man. I think Hey Arnold was a show that really this was a show that really just kind of showed, this was one of the first cartoons that really showed us kids that like didn't come from a lot of money. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like Arnold was
he was from
on the block.
Yeah, he was from fucking Queens or some shit. He was in the hood.
And all the kids kind of lived in those, those neighborhoods.
I'm doing a quick scan right quick.
Okay.
And I see, in my opinion, 1, 2, 3 surefire S tiers to come.
Okay. I think Arnold's S tier, man. I think a lot of good episodes, man. A lot of good characters. My favorite Hey Arnold episode, I used to love the one where they were playing football. Mm-hmm. And it was like that mud storm. They were playing against the fifth graders. Yeah. And then they had Torvald, and Torvald was like that giant kid that should have been in like 7th grade, but kept getting held back. It's my favorite episode. My favorite Rocket Power episode is the one where Twister is really good at Lugin and the Luge board, and he finally beats Otto, but Otto like cheats because
I remember that
jerk,
little son of a bitch. Okay, next one we got is Tiny Toon Adventures.
Ooh man, this is another good show.
This was if you missed school or if you were late for school, this is the one that was always on.
Yeah, we're tiny, we're Toon.
Right.
Hilarious, man. Like, I used to love when Tiny Toon Adventures and Animaniacs would have those like super detailed, creepy versions of like adults. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yep.
I would go B tier for Tiny Toons.
Me too. This is a show that I never had a ton of experience with. This is the Rescuers, what is this called? Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Chippendale.
Classic top tier fucking intro though. Yeah, top
tier intro. I'll go C tier for Chippendale.
It's kind of whatever. Oh, wait a minute. Now we got another Mario joint I don't know how this is different.
And I think they got 2 Sonic pictures too. So
yes, they do, and I put them next to each other.
Yeah, so just put it with the other one.
But with the Sonic though, there's a difference. I remember that there was 2 different shows.
Well,
we'll talk about it.
I remember Sonic Underground, and then I remember Sonic eating chili dogs. Sonic.
It was one in between that. Oh, maybe it was Underground. There were a couple of Sonic shows. There was the chili dog one. There was Sonic Underground. There was Sonic X.
The sweet one was the chili dog one. That's the one I liked.
Oh, I don't know, bro. The one
with the sweet theme song.
The one with the sweet theme song, okay, bro. Yeah. I fuck with that because that one was
that Sonic Underground or Sonic X.
It's either. I think it's Sonic Underground.
That one was fire.
Yeah,
the one with the theme song is actually the best one.
Yes, that's the one where it was a little darker.
Yeah,
and it was on some.
And it had all the different hedgehogs in it.
Yep. And you had actually Sonic X had a different hedgehogs in it also, but you had a version of Robotnik that was like sinister as fuck.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that shit was fire, bro. Let's do that right now. I think that's an A-tier show.
I agree. I actually remember when that show came out. Saturday morning when we were kids. Oh man,
it's this one.
Saturday morning cartoons were so like. Saturday morning cartoons were so important that they would like show a sneak peek of the new group of shows that was about to come out. And I remember when they showed that one. And I was like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And then I would say the Chili Dog one was probably C tier. It was sort of silly. Yeah. What do you think?
It was meh. Yeah, I agree.
But shout out to, actually no, Urkel played both. He played in all three. I think it was that one.
Yeah, he did, bro.
Sonic X and Sonic Underground.
Yeah.
Okay, here's one that I didn't love as much as everybody else, which is Batman Beyond.
I think I love the look more than the actual show.
Me too.
I'll go B tier for Batman Beyond. Some people are gonna hate that.
Yeah, I know they love that shit, but I was never a big.
Some people are gonna hate that.
So then we got Beetlejuice. This is another one that I wasn't huge on either.
D tier. I mean, bro. I mean, it was cool and funny, but we gotta be honest here. They started making it. Man, look, y'all didn't grow up in the '90s. In the '90s, if there was a movie. There was a cartoon version of it.
Going to be, no matter what.
There's a Beetlejuice cartoon. There's an Ace Ventura cartoon. There's a Mask cartoon.
Yes, I remember that shit.
If Jim Carrey was in it, they made a cartoon out of it. Ooh,
all right, Bobby's World. Sneaky good.
I think this is a B tier show. I think
agree.
Bobby's World is pretty legendary. It had some of the best like Happy Meal toys ever.
It did.
Bobby's World.
Wait a minute. So if that was Tailspin, what is this?
No, the first one was Chip and Dale.
That right this is Tailspin. Gotcha.
I would put Tailspin with Chip and Dale.
Yeah, I get them confusing. I love the theme song for Tailspin though.
Another good theme song. Yeah.
Okay, so we got Johnny Quest, but I think this is the new Adventures of Johnny Quest.
New Adventures. That one was dope. This is still very good. I think this is A tier.
Yeah,
man.
This is by far the best Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest was. I was always into Johnny Quest. Even the old ones had a really dope theme song.
Nigga, Race Bannon, bro.
Bannon was out here just the muscle,
bro. Race Bannon was also out here catching bodies on a kid show.
Johnny, your dad's doing an experiment. There's some terrorists outside. Stay in here with your dad. I'm gonna go kill them.
I'm going to go kill them, nigga. Fuck out of here. Okay, man. This is gonna betray some folks, bro.
Ooh,
I was not a big Dark. I love the theme song,
look, man. Another Disney cartoon, awesome theme song. Kind of whatever. Kind of in that same tier with Tailspin and Chip and Dale.
Yeah,
man.
bro. I think Disney, for as much of a powerhouse Disney always has been, their Saturday morning cartoons kind of lag, because I think Fox had that shit on lock.
They did.
Bro.
Fox was smashing Saturday morning cartoons.
And I feel like Disney didn't really compete with them.
No.
All right, man. For me, this is a surefire. Dexter's Laboratory, surefire S tier.
This is a surefire S tier. Bang. We got S tier for sure. I mean, Dexter's Lab is Jindy Tartakovsky, one of the greatest ever.
Yep.
And the thing I liked about Dexter, man, was like it was you could just see all the influence from so many different directions, bro. Like, yeah, it was like the regular Dexter, but then you had episodes with this monkey and he would like go be a superhero. Then you had like the episodes with the Major Glory with Major Glory and the little Avengers characters, and then you had episode where he would straight up fought Mandark in a Gundam,
bro.
You know
then you had the kaiju episode where it was straight up like Voltron, dog. So good.
It's so sweet, man. And it just has so many different elements in it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, you know the episode of Dexter where I realized, this shit about to get like crazy. Is the first episode where he busts out the like mini robot for the dodgeball game, and he starts literally bombing these niggas to death with the dodge. I was like, oh shit, yeah, Dexter ain't fucking around with these guys.
Fire.
Okay, another one. I don't think this is an S tier conversation, but Doug is fire.
I think this is S tier, man. I think Doug's S tier, bro.
I don't know, dog. Okay, we got to protect S tier now because there are two more.
Let's put Doug in A tier for now.
Okay,
and then come back to it because I think Doug is that I think early Nickelodeon, I think Doug is the GOAT of before Hey Arnold came out and it was kind of Doug and Rugrats. And I think Doug was like that top tier show.
Yeah, I agree.
What's this?
I'm trying to think, bro, because I'm fine with this for now, but the number that I have in my head is like 5 or 6 for S tier that I don't want to go higher than. And I know for sure there's one that I'm not going to have to convince you of. I think there's another that I may have to do some work to convince you, but we'll get there in a second.
All right.
This is, what's the fuck is this shit? DuckTales.
Oh, DuckTales. That's a good show.
It is a good show. Wasn't one of my favorites, but I respected it.
Great theme song. The new DuckTales,
Fire.
I think, is better.
I agree. Totally.
So I would put this one in.
Do we put it ahead of because this was the best?
I think it was the best Disney cartoon, so I'd put it in C tier.
Okay.
But ahead of all the others.
Yeah. Ed, Edd and Eddy. So interesting thing about them. Ed, Edd and Eddy, I think, is really popular for kids that are like 3 years younger than us.
Right.
I think that's like their go-to show.
I actually really liked Ed, Edd and Eddy.
Me too.
I have a really funny story. I think I told you this before. One summer, I fell asleep and my head was like halfway under my bed.
This is one of the greatest stories in the history of the SwordCast, dog.
And I fell asleep and my head was like just underneath my bed because I fell asleep on the ground. And I liked Ed and Eddy so much that I set an alarm on my TV to watch it. I think it came on every morning at 10:30, and I was a kid, so I was staying up till like 5 in the morning in the summer, and then I would set my alarm for 10:30, wake up and watch Ed and Eddy. Dog, I kept waking up and hitting my head on the bottom of my bed, and then I just fall back asleep. So I wake up, bang, hit my head, fall back asleep, and wake up again, hit my head, fall back asleep. Bro, my mother comes home from work at like 6 o'clock, and she comes to my room and she says, "Jared," and I wake up and hit my head again, bro. And she wakes me up and she says, "Have you been in here asleep this whole time?" And she goes, "Oh my goodness, what happened to your head, bro? I had this big giant like red bruise on my forehead from waking up and hitting my head." One of the funniest, stupidest things that's ever happened to me in my life.
Yeah, that's an all-time great SwordCast story.
But that is I just remember that story because I was watching Ed and Eddy at that time. I think Ed and Eddy is good. I would put it in B tier.
I agree. All right, Rugrats. I know this wasn't one of your shows.
Nah, I'm not a huge Rugrats guy. I like it. I like Rugrats. I didn't care for it after they added
Dill.
Yeah, I agree. And all the other stuff. I would still say it's an A tier.
I agree, just off the legend.
Yeah.
So Courage the Cowardly Dog is a late bloomer, and it came kind of after I was straight.
I don't like Courage the Cowardly Dog. Yeah. A lot of people
they swear by it.
They swear by this show.
It was flat out creepy.
It was creepy, and I just didn't like it. It was a show. When Courage the Cowardly Dog was on, like I was turning to Nickelodeon.
Yeah,
I didn't really like it like that.
My shit
I know people love it. I don't really understand why.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't want me to rank this one.
I would put it at the very end of B tier just to respect how much
people like it.
Legend it is.
I'm not mad at that.
This is another conversation, not an S tier conversation, but Gargoyles is sneaky amazing.
This is a sneaky fringe S tier show.
Almost
an all black cast.
Yep.
I would put it in A tier for now, but like this show was really good. Like good action, good like sweaty lore too,
yep.
and like a lot of betrayal and like this is a good show.
I agree, very good. Man, we about to have a big ass A tier because
this the 90s, man.
Yeah, man. Goof Troop.
Oh, I think Goof Troop is A tier, bro.
Funny.
I think Goof Troop is the best out of all the Disney cartoons.
I agree.
Best theme song, really good holiday episodes. Like Goof Troop is a great show. I remember being a kid and we didn't have Disney Channel, and like I had a cousin who had Disney Channel, and like Goof Troop was the whole reason why I wanted to go over there. It was strictly to watch that cartoon.
Animaniacs.
Oh my goodness!
I feel like you can't put this any lower than A tier. Yeah,
This show was sneaky woke too.
And woke and like not always for kids.
Right.
Like, funny as hell.
We got.
All right, now we got the original. Let's do these all at once. We got the original MCU.
Oh man, this is okay.
Let me see. Am I missing any?
Oh boy.
So we got Fantastic Four, Iron Man, Hulk, Spider-Man, and X-Men. Let's stop fucking around.
Let's stop messing around.
You know what I'm saying? God damn it.
X-Men is S tier.
Move out the way, Batman.
Spider-Man is S tier. Oh, you don't know about Spider-Man? Okay.
I don't know, bro.
You don't know about Spider-Man.
And I'll tell you why. Okay. So Spider-Man at minimum is at the beginning of A tier. Okay. At minimum. So let's do these right quick.
I think Fantastic Four is very underrated, bro. They had an arc on there where Dr. Doom steals Silver Surfer's board.
Yeah, I remember that.
Awesome.
Yep.
All these
good,
cartoons are pretty much the same quality. X-Men is the one that kind of succeeds all the other ones. I think that Iron Man is definite A tier.
Okay.
I think Fantastic Four is B tier.
Hulk was very short
I think
run.
Hulk was. This show introduced me to the leader, but I think they just had a hard time making a show, and they hadn't figured out how to do Hulk yet.
You're right. Yeah, I agree. It was
by himself.
It was also only like 11 episodes, and it was very short. Like that.
So I would put Hulk in C tier.
Yeah.
So
let's do this right quick. So here's the thing that's fucking everything up, bro.
Okay.
I think there's one more surefire S tier show here.
Let me look and see if we think this is the same one. Let me see. I see
two.
I see two, but I don't think you're gonna agree with the second. The second one's kind of a dark horse, but like top tier 90s cartoon though. I see two.
Why don't we start with the one that you don't think I
think SWAT Cats is S tier.
Oh, I don't. You're right. I don't know if I agree.
SWAT Cats is fire.
It is dope. I don't know if it's S tier though.
SWAT Cats has got to be A tier.
For sure, no doubt. I would put it in A tier, no doubt.
When I think of like 90s, like Hanna-Barbera, I think of SWAT Cats, Pirates of Dark Water, which isn't on here. It should be. I don't know why it's not on there. If SWAT Cats and Pirates had one of those show would have to be S tier for me. The reason, as far as 90s cartoons go,
the only thing that is a knock
also
to
Mighty
me,
Max isn't on here.
Oh yeah, shout out to Mighty Max.
Should be on here too.
The only thing that's sort of a knock to me on, and it's not really their fault, but like the reason why I feel a little bit uncomfortable with S tier is because if you are I mean it's hard to, it's bad. It's gonna sound bad, but like. SWAT Cats was one of the shows that was created in the mold of TMNT. It was created like as a child of Ninja Turtles, and to me, if you're like a off branch of one of those, it's hard for me to give you S tier. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me ask you this: were you a Biker Mice from Mars fan?
I thought it was fine. It was,
but you wouldn't put it in
just for the same reason.
I think it's a similar
so of all of the children of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you got SWAT Cats, you got
Street Sharks.
Biker Mice,
Cowboys of Moo Mesa, dog.
And then there was the dogs. You remember the I don't know. They were like a bunch of dogs, and the German Shepherd was a German guy. You remember that one?
What's the name of that show?
I can't remember.
I know what you're talking about though.
And so I think the SWAT Cast was the best of those.
Yeah, me too.
But it's just like it's just a little bit of a. It was riding a wave. I'm being an elitist a little bit, but
all right, man, we go S tier.
So check it. Here's the thing that's fucking everything up, bro.
I think Reboot is S tier.
I think it's a surefire S tier.
It's gotta be. So this is the first CGI cartoon, and I also same thing. You know what, bro? I think Reboot came out the same year as the Sonic cartoon that I'm talking about because I remember seeing it the same exact night where they showed the preview for the little group of Saturday morning cartoons that were coming out, and that's when I saw it.
Bro, Reboot blew my little 10-year-old brain.
Yeah, it's fire.
I never seen anything like that. So here we are. We got 5 S tiers right now. We got room for one more out of the folks that we put into A tier.
Okay,
who do you think earns that slot?
I think it's got to be. Oh, I think it's got to be Spider-Man or Doug, man.
I agree.
Or SWAT Cats. I love SWAT Cats. I don't care. I think it's Spider-Man or Doug, though.
Yeah, I agree. I think I'm edging towards Spider-Man by a hair.
Let's put Spider-Man in there.
Okay, boom, there it is.
Like, just the Spider-Man. It did have some arcs that were really long, and like that Morbius arc.
Jesus Christ, so long, Doug.
But this cartoon's got so many good arcs though, like, and so many just awesome like cameos.
Yep, Storm randomly.
Storm,
bro. They brought
Iron Man, Blade.
Look, check this out. Spider-Man has so much love for Storm. And he respected the Queen so much.
Oh yeah, in the Secret Wars,
he brought her in specifically because I need somebody to fight the Beyonder. And he was like, "Hey, Storm, why don't you try your hand at fighting the fucking Beyonder?"
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm hilarious. So we got X-Men, Batman, Hey Arnold, Dexter's Lab, Reboot, and Spider-Man.
I like it.
Are we closing S tier with what we have remaining?
I think so.
I think so too. I don't think anybody really comes close.
S tier's closed.
Bet good. We did a good job parsing that shit out, bro. Because you know what I'm saying. We got to make sure we protect that shit.
I agree.
Next one is Mega Man. I remember this show,
Super fighting robot.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay. It's coming back to me.
B tier. It's a good show. I think it's a good show, but I don't think they got to where I would have been more interested in.
Right, because they had Proto Man, but they didn't get to any X
stuff. No.
Yeah. So we got is this
Mortal
Defenders
Kombat?
of the Realm?
No, I think so. Hey, Mortal Kombat cartoon. It wasn't terrible.
It wasn't.
It was like, classic 90s cartoon. I remember they had kind of a cool story, obviously, like always with Scorpion and Sub-Zero.
Of course.
They had I think they had an episode with Rain in it too.
Oh yeah.
That episode was really sweet. I mean, I would go like,
my vote is for B tier.
I would go B tier. It was a good show. Yeah. I was loyal, faithful to it. Watched it every time it was on.
You know what? It used to come on after WMCA Masters.
Yeah, it did. I remember.
And so the reason why I picked that is because I remember the Street Fighter cartoon, but I remember it being not nearly as good.
And plus, like, Street Fighter had the top tier anime movie. So
and by comparison, this shit was just a joke. Yeah, it's a D tier joint.
Yep, I agree.
Muppet Babies.
Ooh,
sneaky, kind of good. Yeah,
I think that's A tier.
Muppet Babies was good, bro.
Great theme song too.
Muppet Babies was that. This was the show for that. If you miss school, would come on at like 9:30.
Right.
Yeah.
The homesick show.
It was this Tiny Toons. Doug, I think was on there too.
Muppet Babies was good, funny. Theme song too.
Then we got Cow and Chicken.
Ooh, funny, over the top,
really over the top.
Pork butts and taters.
You remember that nigga?
Actual butt cheeks.
Remember that nigga? I am Weasel. Goddamn it, nigga. IR baboon. Nigga.
Oh man, I think Cow and Chicken. It was funny. I would
say B tier.
B tier.
Yeah. Street Sharks.
Ooh, Street Sharks, another offspring of Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Super corny.
This was the worst one in my opinion.
I think it was the worst one. The toys were awesome.
The toys were dope.
I'd go C tier for Street Sharks. SpongeBob. That came out in the 90s?
No, it did, but I felt like this is such a contemporary show. It came out at like the tail end of the 90s.
Are you sure?
I think. I mean, maybe not. Maybe not. Let's look it up.
Bro, I was in 6th grade when SpongeBob came out. I remember.
I remember not watching SpongeBob because I felt like I was too old for it.
I remember being in 6th grade when it came out because I remember the first day of school, people wrote their favorite show on the board.
1999.
I knew it. People wrote their favorite show on the board. I was in 6th grade, and some kid wrote SpongeBob, and I was like, "What is that?"
Right.
Because I think I wrote, this is 99. I think I wrote the X-Men cartoon on there.
Look, man, I saw SpongeBob and still didn't include it as a S tier conversation. I don't think SpongeBob is that funny, bro. Like, I've never been a SpongeBob believer.
I think it's funny. My kids like it. I've seen like every episode. Dog, I love the X-Men cartoon so much. I got in trouble for taping over movies to tape episodes of X-Men. Because remember, we used to have the VHS tape with the movies on it, and I used to record. X-Men episodes over movies. Right. My mom would be watching a movie, and then all of a sudden, the X-Men comes on, and she would be so mad at me.
I guess you kind of have to respect A tier for SpongeBob, but it never was my cup of tea.
I agree. I mean, A tier longevity, even though I don't count it as a 90s show. Do
you want to just put it in like unacceptable just because it's not
a 90s show?
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, technically 1999.
Yeah. Nope. Not a 90s show. What's that?
All Real Monsters. This was really funny.
A tier.
This is a funny show.
Great show, man.
Very creative.
Monsters. Super creative. The designs of the monsters are sweet.
Bro.
My man Crumb, dog. Holding his eyeballs.
In his pits. Used to be.
Ickes Crumb and Oblina.
Oblina, yep.
Yeah, that was a good show, man. Their teacher was creepy.
Yeah.
He wore like high heels.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great show.
Okay, man. Here's another. This is one of my favorites, nigga. Rocko's Modern Life.
I think this is an A tier, man.
So funny, bro.
Rocko's Modern Life was mildly inappropriate.
Totally,
as well.
bro. Speaking of being inappropriate, the next one that we have is Ren and Stimpy.
Oh my god.
This shit used to have me hollering, bro.
Powdered Toast Man.
Powdered Toast Man used to fart and fly backwards. That shit used to have me
fart and fly backward. Also, Ren and Stimpy was like the first show to do those like gross close-ups.
Hyper realistic like shit. I would put it in at the beginning of B tier. It's a little. I feel like either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah,
and I think that's B tier material.
Yeah, I agree.
Superman. This is a
good show.
Yeah, it was actually my favorite.
I actually think this is an A tier cartoon.
Yeah,
bro.
This is. Do I think? Let's think about it for a second. I think it's my favorite rendition of Superman
ever. Actually, I was okay. I don't like Superman, but like.
That version was okay.
Yeah, but that like late 90s long hair when they were doing the long hair Superman.
Yeah, that was after Doomsday. Yeah,
Doomsday stuff. I was a fan of that. This is a good show. I watched this a lot too. This is probably my favorite DC show. I would say
I'm gonna request the beginning of B tier just because A tier is getting kind of crowded.
Worst video game of all time. So that's what knocks it down.
And also, I got a show in my hand right now that's more deserving. The Powerpuff Girls.
A tier. Off top.
Hey man, y'all be acting funny. That shit was for boys and girls.
Great show. Yeah.
So good.
Oh man. Great show.
Hey man, this is a sneaky hilarious show, bro. What the fuck is the name of this shit? Whatever Happened to Robot Jones.
Hilarious. You know, it was another good show. My Gym Partner's a Monkey.
Yep, I remember that.
Kind of gave me the same vibe as Whatever Happened to Robot Jones.
It just had such a short run. I can't put it any higher than C tier. I don't think.
In C tier, but I enjoyed it.
I don't know what this one is. This is not familiar to me.
That's Kablam.
Wow.
Kablam was fire. I loved Kablam.
Yo,
it was like
with the stop motion toys.
Yeah, Kablam had it's like a
sketch show.
It was like a sketch show.
It was like Adult Swim or Robot Chicken.
Yeah, they had a bunch of mini series on there. Like they had Sniz and Fondue, and then they had
Prometheus and Bob. Let's go! And, shout out to Kablam
and Action League now,
let's go, dog. With Melting Man,
with Stinky Melt Man.
That shit was fire. I think
Stinky Diver was a G.I. Joe too.
Yep.
And then they had The Flesh.
Yes.
And what was the girl's name?
I can't remember.
Man, I feel like trash not remembering the girl's name.
Barella or some sort of Ella, something like that.
What's her name? Fly Girl?
I don't remember.
Hold on, dog. Action League Now was hilarious.
That whole shit was funny.
Bro, I was really like floored by like physical humor of like figures.
Yep.
Like they used to be getting jacked up on there, and I thought it was the funniest thing.
I remember the Sneaky Diver used to kept getting flushed down the toilet.
Meltman's power was to melt. Hilarious. I think Kablam that was a good show.
It is.
They had some good stuff on there.
I would say that it stays out of A tier only because it's kind of
Thunder
obscure.
Girl. That was her
Thunder
name.
Girl. Yeah.
Thunder Girl. Okay.
I would say that it's a little bit too obscure for A tier, but it's definitely a strong B tier.
I would go B tier too. Yeah, it's a good show.
Wild Thornberries.
Wild Thornberries.
This wasn't one of my shows.
I think Wild Thornberries was like it was just one of those shows, man, that I think they showed it too much.
It was on a lot.
I think I liked it. I liked the show, but I just think they showed it like way too much. It was one of those like when Nickelodeon gets a new show, man, it's coming on 4 times a day. They hammer that mug into the ground, and I think Wild Thornberries was kind of my first. That and Cat Dog. Like, I remember.
Yeah, I wasn't a big. Angry Beavers was another one like that.
I wasn't a big. I liked Angry Beavers. I didn't really like. Why aren't those shows on here?
Because they were a little later, I think.
But Angry Beavers came out before SpongeBob. So did Cat Dog.
Did it? I feel like all 4 of those shows came out around the same time.
Nah, bro. Angry Beavers came out in like 96.
Well, let's look it up. Angry.
I'm saying 96 for Angry Beavers.
Let's see. Why didn't it immediately show me the answer?
97.
Okay. Yeah, okay. 1997.
Angry Beavers came out in 97. Wild Thornberries, I would say 98, maybe. Let's see. Wild Thornberries, 98. Yep. So, I mean, I guess they came out right after one another, but SpongeBob just seems like it came out in like 2005 or something.
That's because it had a really long run. Yeah, it was just relevant. It like became the most popular thing ever for a while.
Bro, yeah, I guess so. I would go C tier for Wild Thornberries. Like I said, man, the show was dope. It had a really good concept too. I liked the show. It just was on too much.
Yep.
And what we go to the last
pup named Scooby Doo.
Ooh.
That nigga Red Herring couldn't stay out of trouble, bro.
And then the one time where didn't something happen where Red Herring was like he actually did it one time. He did something and then like they wouldn't.
I can't really remember.
I think he actually did it one time and then they just wouldn't accuse him.
Yeah, bro.
We always accuse him. It's not him,
right? Yeah. They had some funny jokes in there.
Fire theme song too.
Yep.
I think Pup Named Scooby Doo's B tier, bro. I think it's a really good show. Liked it.
Me too.
All right, let's see here. What we got? What's S tier? We got X-Men. We got Batman. We got Hey Arnold. We got what's that?
Dexter.
We got Dexter's Lab. We got Reboot and Spider-Man. That is strong S tier,
super strong S tier.
I don't think I would change it. The only other show I think could go S tier is Doug, but I think S tier is good. Is Rocket Power in A tier?
Yes.
Rocket Power is A tier. Cool. You don't think Gargoyles is S tier?
Oh, it doesn't have the same cultural impact that these 5 do.
Okay.
It's like in terms of shows of that genre of like sort of action figure type shows, it's definitely like the next one. But
yeah, I would definitely like if Mighty Max was on here, I think Mighty Max would be either high A tier or S tier. Also, I think Pirates of Dark Water, same thing. Why aren't those shows on here?
I really feel like it's just the popularity, right? Like because Pirates of Dark Water was fire, but it had a really short. It was like a flash in the pan.
It's a good show. I love that show. Yeah, man, this is good. Also, know Captain Bucky O'Hare, man. They're missing some good '90s shows.
They are.
All right, man. I like it. I think it's good to go, man.
Oh man, I kind of. Our viewers are going to be mad at us.
Oh, why?
Because it was in like a weird.
It was.
But that's okay. My bad, guys. Here is the tier list.
Bang.
This is what it looks like.
All right,
man. I could probably fix this in post, so all good. No, I can't. But whatever. We'll figure it out.
Man, there it is. We're good. Hey, man, thank you all for listening. Episode 85. Yo, man, on Thursday, June 10th, we got our first show in like almost 2 years, man. Finally back on the stage, doing a show in Grand Rapids, man. It's going to be dope. Also, man, me and the homie Marshall, J-Pig, we just did another little fight scene that we put together with some swords this time. It's really dope. You guys check it out. I posted it. And yeah, man, just the plan is to do, once we get some of these fight scenes, down and ironed out, we're going to work on like a little 5 to 7 minute little martial arts, little mini film. Just going to shoot it entirely on a phone camera. It's not going to be any dialogue. It's going to be dope music and some fights, man. Tell a little story that will be able to be told without talking. So I think it's going to be really dope, man. So I'm excited. And of course, we're going to do a dope soundtrack and release it as well. So be on the lookout for that, man. Maverick Hunter's out now. Yo, I was on the Wrestling Observer Live podcast with Brian Alvarez and Lance Storm, which is nuts. I've been listening to the Wrestling Observer podcast for years. That's like probably the biggest wrestling show, man, out. So that was amazing. And me and Megan Rand were on there talking about the Clash of the Titans joint that Hero produced, where we got the Kenny Omega drop.
Let's go.
That was just a really dope experience, man. So go listen to Maverick Hunters, man. And I got some merch coming too, so be on the lookout for that. Got some new shirts, got some posters coming out, and got a show on Thursday, man. So be on the lookout for everything, man. Appreciate you guys listening. Peace.
Check it. Welcome back, Hero.
My word is my sword, Hokage and Batosai, pulling the blades out of the forge, yo. Prior to my knowledge of the Force, was thinking Jedi, but through obtaining holocrons from both sides, I'm under gray skies. Everything that glitter ain't kyber crystal, my mind will lift you. In it's time we shine together, disarm your pistol, yo. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast. My wordplay, my swordplay when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast, SwordCast.